Okay, thanks everyone. I'm Richieri, COO of Avid Bioservices, here to talk about our capabilities that we perform. About Avid, we are a US-based CDMO here in Tustin, California. We've been in business for about 25 years now. We have expertise across all sorts of proteins, not just antibodies, but bispecifics and other types. And essentially, we offer an integrated program to get you from DNA to commercial supply. We have both clinical and commercial projects here at Avid. We have built out brand new facilities. The oldest piece of equipment is recent vintage of just a few years. And we like to think that we have a high touch, working really well with our clients and collaboratively each step of the way from start to finish. At Avid, we have leadership and experience at every level of the operation, from manufacturing to supply chain to quality. All of us are working together to make sure you get what you need so you can bring your therapies to the patients. So, a CDMO, why does it matter? Well, of course, the most important thing is being reliable, dependable, and we understand that timelines are important. And for you to get to your market, for you to get to your clinic, you're relying on us to manufacture the right time, first time, all the time. And that's what we do here. So any delays in our shop means a delay for you, and we avoid that at all costs. We want to make sure that when we do projects for clients, that we just not only execute, but we also put in a lot of thoughts to the client about, hey, we can make this better. We can reduce this risk. We can make this program successful. So when you do scale up to commercial, you'll have less problems. And we try to put those notices in place right from the very beginning. And from Avid, we like to think of us as being very reliable, not just delivering to our clients, but also making sure that our supply chain to Avid is also very reliable. So all things together gives us the ability to give you, the client, the ability to count on us to get the product on time, in spec, and in full. So the Avid advantage, we are trusted by 5 of the top 10 global pharmaceutical companies. Some of the big multinationals trust us. We have our products in millions of patients all across the world. And what you see here is some of the reasons people like to work with us: our speed, the way we reduce the risk of a program, how we can scale processes from small clinical batches to our large 2,000-liter subs for commercial. We are a US-based operation. We have a lot of risk-adverse clients that would rather manufacture in the US, and we're perfectly aligned with that strategy. Our our quality is unmatched. We have 043s for the last 15 years, and we are always inspection ready for our clients for any time people want to inspect us. And we are a pure play CDMO. There's no competing projects from a parent company that would get in the way. So full fee for service CDMO at Avid. So our experience is extensive. Like I said, over 600 clinical batches, 275 commercial batches in our history. Our products are marketed in over 90 countries worldwide. We've been in business for decades. We've had many successful years of inspections, and it really culminates into our 7 commercial products and our 043s that we've had for the last 10 plus years. And in fact, the last 2 commercial products we've had launched out of this facility, the FDA did not come on site. It was a paper exercise for them to approve us as a supplier for our clients. So there was no PAI that was needed for those last two clients. So at Avid, as long as it expresses by a CHO cell and can be purified by a column chromatography, we are your experts. We dealt with them all. Any type of protein that can be expressed, not just the simple antibodies, but fusion proteins, bispecific, trispecifics, enzymes, cytokines. We have experience in them all. We've seen it all, and we work with all sorts of expression systems that could express these types of proteins. And we have experience with all sorts of resin modalities that can purify these proteins from the cell culture. So we have such a large amount of experiences with these 600 batches we made in the past that we can definitely feel confident we can handle your product. At Avid, we can scale along with the client. Some of our clients come to us with just an amino acid sequence and say, hey, make this into a protein for our clinical trials. So we can go from DNA to IND in our new Center of Excellence facility. Other clients come to us with a cell line ready to go, or they tech transfer from a commercial client, commercial CDMO to us, and we're able to manufacture for them at the mid-scale and larger scale. So from early phase to clinical to commercial, we do it all here at Avid at our different facilities. One of the newest facilities we have is an early phase facility in Costa Mesa, California, where we can do all development from the very beginning to GMP manufacturing. So cell line development, formulation development, assay development, process development, small scale manufacturing for phase one. This facility is designed to use the best in class materials and to also make sure that we can do this in a timeline that meets your needs. Phase one projects are typically quite quick. It's important to go from DNA, in this case, to the clinic as quickly as possible. And our new cell line development capabilities, our new Center of Excellence can meet those needs. So really excited about this opportunity. This facility has just been commissioned for GMP and it's ready to go now. So like I said, speed is of the essence for early phase. So going from the DNA to a GMP in 40 weeks, we have a structured path to get there, starting with cell line development and vector construction. We are able to use pools from the vectors, from the stable clones, stable pools in order to do development. And along the way, we're doing our process and analytical development, along with the master cell bank that culminates into a drug substance batch. From our drug substance, we could then have that product filled, and within 40 weeks, we can prepare regulatory submissions for the CMC that we will need for the phase one. So really helping our clients go from zero to an IND as quickly as possible is really the goal here for our new Center of Excellence facility. So these are the two operations we have here in California. So the big Tustin facility, the DS manufacturing, where we have 8 2,000 liters and 2 1,000 liters. These are operated under a type 5 mass DMF. So from the regulatory point of view, you just mention our number, a regulatory number for your filings, and that's all you need to do. This facility was designed for batch after batch of commercial production at the 2,000 liter scale. In addition, our new facility in Costa Mesa, the new Center of Excellence for early phase, is also just being commissioned now. It does everything from cell line development to batches up to 500 liters, and 78,000 square foot facility. It's really just designed with one goal in mind, and that is to get to the product as quickly as possible to the IND. So a little bit of a breakdown of our facilities. You could see the Costa Mesa early stage facility in a drug substance line, we call it. You can see the reactors scales are on the lower end, which is what you need for phase ones typically. With the tires that we're getting now, we can still create kilograms of protein even for phase ones. In the Myford facilities, we have 2 drug substance line 2 and line 3. They're all fitted out with the thermo subs, the disposable subs. And line 2, we have 2 2,000s. Line 3, we have a 6-packs. And in fact, if those 6-packs, we can actually multiplex into one larger batch. So 2,000 liters, we can make a batch of 4,000 liters of protein at any one time. All the reactors we have at Avid are platformed. We use the exact same model, exact same manufacturer for our reactors. We have the same model and manufacturer for our chromatography system. So everything's aligned from the beginning to the end, including our PD group. We have the very similar processes and process instructions all throughout the development. So in general, we like to work with every one of our clients very closely, and we really want to have an early engagement, understanding the client's goals, understanding what their timelines are, where they need to be, and we really design our program to meet those needs. Really looking to make sure that both the client and Avid understand what success looks like, milestone dates, scope, deliverables, making sure they have a good communication cadence throughout the program, not just from the tactical level, but any sort of executive levels are also included in this type of communication. So again, when we work with clients, we're looking at your molecule type, your stage, your timelines, and then we just show you how we would structure our program to meet your needs. We don't have a one size fits all at Avid. we try to structure things and tailor them specifically for each client. Every client has a different way of different way of looking at things, and we try to make sure that we're flexible enough to meet those needs. We have executive leadership here at Avid, experience in CDMOs. So Kenneth Billenberg came to us from Fuji alongside a few other folks, Rich McAvoy and Dave Stewart, along with the team that's already here at Avid. So a strong team of executives. We have a lot of experience, decades of experience in the CDMO business. We understand the business. We understand the client and customer relationships with the CDMO. And with this team, we're able to really execute on behalf of the clients. Very important part of our programs is our EH&S programs. We are part of the EcoVadis systems. We have a grade of 60 from EcoVadis. We also have disclosures for greenhouse gases, carbon, all that. So we are able to meet the needs of many multinationals that require companies like us to be part of these programs to show that we're proper stewards from the environmental point of view. So some of the facilities that we have, I'll talk first about the early stage. Again, an early stage center of excellence is designed to go from DNA to a GMP, phase 1 GMP very quickly. And we do everything from cell line development to assays to process to small scale GMP batches up to 500 liters. Again, the program calls for us to manufacture and get this all delivered within about 10 months. It can even be accelerated from that if we use some of the existing Avid tools, where we can leverage some of our existing knowledge for some programs. We may be able to go even faster than this. But the important thing is, even if we're going faster, we're minimizing the risk to the program. We have experience. We understand where issues could arise, and we make sure that those issues are taken care of during development before they get to manufacturing. And one more time with the cell line development, all these things work together. So when we have a cell line development, our cell lines are designed so that makes the process development much easier, much quicker. The cells are already adapted to the medias that we like to use in manufacturing. So from development to manufacturing, we're all using the same media. Same thing about the downstream purification process. We have an understanding of how the expression levels would affect some of the and the modalities of the protein would affect some of the resins that we use and some of the clearance issues that we would need to keep ahead of. So all this is in one program, and of course we have a quality unit that's overseeing every one of these aspects going from beginning to the end. Very importantly is that when we do work in PD, we also are matching the equipment in GMP. So in this case, our largest scale in PD, 100-liter reactor, is the smallest scale we have in GMP manufacturing. So when we do our pilots in PD at 100-liter scale, we are ensuring that we're going to have success. We're trying to de-risk the eventual GMP batch that we're going to do in manufacturing. All the reactors that you see are matched. We have models for each one of these scales, so we understand that when we run something at 2,000 liters, we're able to mimic that at the amber and the 2-liter scales. So every one of these conditions are matched, and we understand exactly how each one of these scales work. And the same thing for downstream, which is a little bit more straightforward to scale up. But the scale we use in our PD downstream, the largest scale we use in PD downstream, is the smallest scale we use in the manufacturing downstream. Again, the same type of chromatography system, same types of columns. It's just all the manufacturing platforms are matched. All the instructions are the same. We're not doing anything new when we go to manufacturing by doing this strategy in PD. So in PD, we use the same resins, same materials, same quality of raw materials. But we'll just mimic that in manufacturing at the larger scale. But we understand how all these scales work. We understand how we can match the data from our smallest systems to our largest systems. And in our big Tustin facility, this is designed for PPQs and commercial production. We have about 370 employees here, a 1-to-1 ratio between quality and operations. We take quality very seriously here, as you can see from our regulatory scorecard. The campus is about 160,000 square feet, and it's operating again under the drug master file, which is a really great benefit for a lot of our clients. You don't have to worry about facility flows, facility descriptions in your CMC and your regulatory filings. You could just leverage our DMF number. So at the Myford facility, we can go from 100 liter to 2,000 liter in production. Typically, most of the PPQs and commercials at the 2,000 liter. And of course, we're able to scale out at 2,000 liter. Like I said, we can multiplex 2,000 liters into multiple, or to increase the batch size. So multiple 2,000 liters will allow us to have a larger harvest that we could then still call one batch, but it'll be a much larger batch of product. So that's an easy way for people to scale up their processes, is to actually scale out the number of reactors that we use. So basically, we feel that we are a partner for you at every stage, from clinical to commercial. We are a partner for early phase biotech companies that just have, say, a few people, to some of the larger multinationals that have, of course, departments of people that we deal with. And no matter who the client is, we like to feel that we have the ability to deliver. We know how important it is to deliver. Our clients, big and small, rely on us to deliver. And we always strive to do things as quickly as possible, but we will never, ever sacrifice the quality to get there. So we have quality checks along the way in PD and AD and manufacturing. And how we do this with the client is that we always want to make sure we have a very clear, transparent communication at all levels: SME to SME, PM to PM, finance to finance, executives to executives, as we navigate this program over the course of its lifetime. Very important, that communication. It resolves a lot of things that potentially could happen, but talking about it up front really allows us to execute to the client's satisfaction. So that's it in a nutshell. That's Avid Bioservices. Please visit our website at avidbio.com to learn more. But we feel very strongly that we're a very strong partner in the CDMO business, and big or small, we feel very strongly we can deliver for our clients, for both early phase and for late phase and for commercial supply. Thank you very much.